Java class. Today we will study about how can you input a value by using input string reader class in Java. Okay, shall we start now? Data processing is very important in the case of computer operation. It also includes reading the data from the user and data processing and display the output to the user. Okay, these are the process. That is what is called IPO cycle. See, IPO cycle. IPO cycle. That means input, process and output. If you want to process the data, first we have to read the data from the user. That process is called the input data. Okay, reading the data from the user. And after that we have to convert that using different languages. We are reading the data from the user. And using the different types of high level languages, we are processing this data. That means we are reading the data from the user. After that, with the help of compiler or that means the translators, we can convert this high level language to computer language. That means bytecodes. After we need to convert this bytecode to high level, our language. After that we have to that is called what is called the processing. And after that we have to present the data to the user using some output devices. We know we have some monitor, printer, speaker, different types of output devices are there. Through that output devices we are providing data to the user. That is what is called the output thing. Okay, this is the cycle, or this is the way we can you do a computer operation. Okay, that we know. And in the case of Java, to input values, that we know that before data processing we need to read the values from the user. Okay, for that purpose we are using some methods or different methods in Java. What are they? We can use input stream reader class or scanner class to read the data from the user. Okay, directly we can read the data from the user using this input stream reader class. And we have a lot of functions available in this class. Input stream reader class. Input stream reader class. Any data you can read directly from the user, and we have to convert which type you need. That type you can convert into that type. We can read all the data in the terms of string. After that we need to convert the data into number, real numbers, point numbers, character, true or false value. Like that values we can convert it with the help of some functions. Okay. That is, for that purpose we are using two classes. What are they? Scanner class and input stream reader class. And before that we need to study about packages. In my first video, one previous video I uploaded about that packages. If you didn't watch, please subscribe my channel, then only you will get to that video. Okay, what is mean by package? It's a group of related classes. Package means related classes groups. Okay. Then already we create that the programmers created system classes for this purpose. And we have system, under the system class we have system.in and system.out. System.in is using for the input operations, and system.out is using for the output operations. Okay, and here we need a system.in class. From that class we can develop two classes. What are they? Input stream reader class. First we have to develop the system.in. Okay, system class we can develop system.in. From this we can again develop the input stream reader class, and one more thing we have to develop buffer reader class. Buffer reader class. Okay, these are the two classes we have to already they developed from this system.in. That means, what is the use of input stream reader class? All of you please take care about when you are writing this class, because Java is case sensitive. Okay, see, this is used to read the values or input the values from the user. Okay, and the data providing by the user to the computer is converted into machine code. After that, that bytecode again converted into our high level language. That this class will help you to read these things. Okay, do these things. Then what is the use of this buffer reader class? After reading this values, after reading the values using this class, we need to store that particular values to memory. Okay, for that this buffer reader class will help you to store the values. This is a temporary store. This buffer reader class provides a temporary storage memory area to you. Okay, because of that we are using both these classes. To read input values we are using input string reader class, and to store the values we are using buffer reader class. It works as a temporary storage memory area. Okay, these are the use of these two classes. After that, with the help of an example, I will explain how can you create a program using this input string reader class. Before that, we have to study about the functions. What are the different functions to convert each data? Okay, I will introduce that function. Character variable we are using char data type, and to enter the sentence type variable we are using string data type. Okay, and we know when we are reading a value from the user using input string reader class, it is considered as a string type data only. But after that, we need to convert these values into sometimes we may be convert into numerical type data. Sometimes it may be into real type data. Sometimes we will need a character type data, like that way. Okay, because of that we need some function to convert this string to that numerical types. For that purpose we are using these functions. What are they? Before that, we know we have to create first one object of this particular input string reader class and the buffer reader class. We know when we are creating a car class, after that what we will do? We are creating the different objects, that means Alto, Maruti, like that way. We can create a different objects. For like that way, in your case also, when you are doing a program, first we have to create an object of this particular classes. Then we will get a particular memory space. There we can store your data. Okay, because before that we all know we had different types of data. What are they? We have numerical type data, we have text type data, okay, or true or false type data. Already we have different types of data. Okay, to read these values or to store these values, we are using data type. To identify the type of data, we are using data types in Java. Okay, in all computer languages. And for entering the numerical, and we have two types data types. What are the primitive data types and composite data type? Okay, and we have 8 primitive data types in Java. And for the numerical value, whole numbers, we are providing, Java is providing byte, short, int and long data type. 4 data types are there. And usually we are using int and long. Why? You know, byte is providing only 1 byte memory and short is providing only 2 byte memory. But int is providing 4 bytes memory to you and long is providing 8 bytes memory to you. Because of that, always we are using this int and long, int or long. Okay. And in the case of real numbers, we are using float or double data type. We have two data types, double. After that, to storing the data into the memory, we are using buffer reader class. For that purpose, first we will create a object of this buffer reader class. That name is br here. Okay, the object name is br here. And to read the string type value, I am using Java provides a function, that is what is called a read line function. Okay, and to read the character type variable, Java provides a function called a read function. To read the sentence, read line, and to read the character type variable, Java is using read function. And we know when you are reading a value from the user, it is considered as string value. Okay, and after that we need to convert this string value to integer, real numbers, like that values. Okay, to convert this string value to integer, we are using integer.parsing function. First we will declare this variable as integer. After that we are using this function to convert this string to integer. And if it is a float type value, we are using float.parseFloat function to convert this string value. And if it is a long type variable, we are using long.parseLong to convert this string. And if it is a double type value, double dot pass double function is used to convert this string value to double. These are the different types we are using usually. Okay, and we are familiar. You should study this thoroughly, because always we are using, or when you are doing a program, this function you should use, and you should use. You should practice more programs. Then only you can understand about this Java programming. Today itself, we will start a new program from this. From today onwards, we will do more programs in Java. Okay, let's practice with the help of an example. Let's do the exercise. Okay, how can you calculate the area of a square? Do you know what is the equation of that one? We know to calculate the area of a square, we need a side into side. The area of a square is equal to side into side. For that purpose, we need the value of the side from the user. Okay. Before that, before writing a program, we have to import some packages. Here we are using input stream reader class and buffer reader class. Because of that, we need to import the packages IO package. Okay. And to import a package, we are using this keyword import. Java.io.star. Here star means all classes. If you know the class name, you just mention the class name. But always we are using star. Then we have no problem. Okay. Then after that you have to put a word semicolon. And next step, what's the next step? Using the class keyword, and after that you have to give one class name. Always we are giving the related name. Don't give the name to Ronaldo, Messi and like that. Okay, you have to give the related name for the programs. That is a professional programmer's duty. Okay, and we know how to type this program in BlueJ. Using BlueJ, you just open the file, then give the class name as square. The same name you have to give there, and after that you have to type the data here, there. Okay, that we all know before. If you don't know, please watch my previous video. Please subscribe my channel. Then only you will get the previous videos. Okay. Then after that, open the curly bracket. After, we have to create a function to write this program statements. Here I am writing public void bracket throws IO exception. What is the meaning of this one? Okay, public means it's an access specifier. That means that we have three types of access specifier. Later we will detailed study about that one. Public, protect and private. Always we are using public because all can access this function. Okay, void is the return type. That also you have to write the same thing. It's a keyword. And main is the function name here and with a bracket, space here. After that, leave one blank space and throws IO exception. What's the use of this exception? Exception is used to handle the abnormal condition. That means when we are using this buffer data and input stream data class, if compiler may say abnormal condition, it can or mismatch with any statement, it can clear the doubts using these exceptions. Okay, for that situation they are using these exceptions. And for handling input output operation, they are providing IO exception. When you are working with a buffer data class, you must use this IO exception. How can you include that one? With the help of throws keyword. You have to write like this, throws IO exception. Okay. After that, open the curly bracket. We need to create a buffer data object. I am starting from last. See, system.in is a class, and it is the input stream reader is the member of the system.in class. And if you want to create an input stream reader class, you have to use this new keyword. Then, and buffer data class is the member of this input stream data class. You should use this new keyword. And when you create an object of this buffer data class, you should use one object name here like this. Buffer data BR is equal. You can use any name here. No need to write B. It's not compulsory giving us this name. Okay, you can give any name. But for other purpose, all are keywords. You should use the same and same cases also. If it is capital letter, you should use capital letter. How can you write buffer data BR is equal to new buffer data new input stream data system within bracket system data. Close these two brackets and semicolon. What's the use of semicolon? You know, it is used to terminate the statements. How can you end a statement? With the help of a semicolon in Java. Okay. This is the way we can create an object of this particular buffer data class. You should study this one. You should study it by heart. Then only you can do it and try to understand the meaning of that one. And if you practice this one, you can easily do the next programs onwards. Okay. Then what is the next step? How to ask the value of side from the user. How can I give? First we will pass the message to the user with the help of system.out.println statement. This is a output statement. You can use this one like this. Within bracket, pass the message with the double inverted comma. Enter the side of a square. Close the bracket. Close the inverted comma. Close the bracket. Semicolon. Okay. Then we need to read the value. We know when a user is entering the value, it is considered as the string value. Okay. Then we have a function read line and we have a object br of this buffer data class. This is a temporary storage memory area. And with the help of br.readline we can read the data. And we need to convert that value. Always when you are doing a mathematical operation, we need only numerical value. We need to convert that string to numerical value. Because of that, we are using integer.parse here. And to store the side, we are using side as a variable. And the data type of side is int. Int side is equal to integer.parse.br.readline. Understood all of you? And after that, we need a variable to calculate the area. What is the variable here? Area. Declared as int. Sometimes we can use float. If you are using the real type value, if you want to enter the real type value, we can use float. Okay. But here I am using this integer. Int data type. Next time we can use next time. Okay, if you are using float type, float.password you should use like that. And to calculate area, we are using int area equal to side into side. That is the equation. And you should use this symbol instead of into symbol, because for the product, for finding the product, we are using this star symbol or asterisk symbol. And after that, we have to print and we have to provide the value to the user. How? System.out.println within bracket, within inverted comma, area of a square equal and close the inverted comma plus area. If you want to get the value of that area, you need not to write the inverted comma here, because if you are writing the inverted comma, you will get the same. That means area will be printed. Okay, but you want to get the value of that particular variable. Because of that, without inverted comma, you must use this variable name. Okay, write like this and close the bracket, semicolon. And if you want to get an underline, how can you write system.out.println within double inverted comma? What is the use of this one? /t/t/t. That means /t means to get the tab space. We know when you are pressing the tab key in the keyboard, you will get a 0.5 inch space. To get more space, we are using /t, again /t, again /t. To that, I put a one hyphen to get the underlines. Then close the inverted comma, close the bracket, then semicolon. After that, we have to create close these brackets, function bracket and the class bracket also. This is the end of the class. I think you all understood this simple example, and what are the variables we used here? Side to enter the value, to enter the side, and area to find the area of the square. Okay, like this way we can create different programs. If you study this simple example, you can create next program also. You all understood this one. Okay, if you like this one, please share to others. If you want to get my previous videos, please subscribe my channel. If you want to get my next videos notification, enable the bell button. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Okay, let's meet in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.